Welcome to our channel. Are you wondering how to be a good wife? Maybe you're newly married or have been together for years and you want to build a stronger relationship with your husband. In this video, we'll dive into what the Bible says about being a good wife and how we can apply its wisdom to our daily lives. Let's explore how you can reflect God's design for marriage and be the loving, respectful, and supportive wife He calls you to be. God's design for marriage. From the very beginning, God created marriage with a clear purpose. After creating Adam, the first man, God placed him in the Garden of Eden to care for it. As Adam worked and named the animals, he realized there was no one like him to share the work or provide companionship. Seeing this, God decided to create Eve, the first woman, from one of Adam's ribs to be his helper. As Genesis 2:18 says, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Marriage was always meant to be a partnership where two people come together, complement each other, and work in harmony. Both Adam and Eve were created in God's image, and together they were to reflect His love and His plan for creation. In marriage, they were meant to share life's responsibilities, enjoy companionship, and support one another. This partnership wasn't about one person having control over the other. Instead, it was about unity, respect, and mutual care. God's design for marriage is to be a space where two people build a deep, meaningful connection. It's a relationship where both partners work together to fulfill God's greater purpose for their lives, creating a life that honors Him and strengthens their bond. Marriage is not just about living together, but about walking through life together in a way that reflects God's love and plan for humanity. It is a covenant where both husband and wife nurture each other's growth and support one another in fulfilling the roles God has assigned them, all while serving His greater purpose. In this way, marriage becomes a powerful testament to God's love and design for humanity. The impact of sin on marriage. However, the harmony between Adam and Eve didn't last. After they disobeyed God by eating from the forbidden tree, sin entered the world and disrupted everything. Their once perfect relationship was now tainted by sin. In Genesis 3:16, God tells Eve, "Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." This statement wasn't a command from God, but rather the natural consequence of sin. Instead of the mutual respect, love, and equality that originally defined their relationship, sin introduced struggles for control and distorted the partnership. What was once a balanced, unified relationship was now marked by a power imbalance, where the husband would exercise dominance over the wife. The equality and partnership that God intended for marriage were disrupted, and this became a source of tension and conflict. This brokenness wasn't confined to Adam and Eve alone. It has continued throughout history, affecting marriages today. The consequences of sin are still visible in many relationships, where misunderstandings, lack of respect, and unhealthy power struggles are common. Instead of the loving and supportive relationship God intended, many marriages are plagued by the struggle for control, resentment, and unaddressed issues. These challenges make it difficult for couples to reflect the love, respect, and harmony that God initially designed for marriage. The effects of sin have made it harder for husbands and wives to fully live out God's plan for their relationship, and instead, many find themselves caught in cycles of conflict that prevent them from experiencing the deep connection and unity God originally intended for marriage. Respecting your husband. Biblical guidance. Even though sin disrupted the perfect design of marriage, the Bible provides guidance on how to restore that relationship. In Ephesians 5:33, it says, "However, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband." Ephesians 5:33. The wife must respect her husband. Respect is a vital foundation in marriage. A wife's respect for her husband allows him to feel valued and honored. This respect isn't about control or domination, but about giving space for the husband to lead in a way that aligns with God's will. Leadership in marriage should be rooted in love and responsibility, not in a desire for power. A wife's respect does not mean she is any less important or capable. It emphasizes trust in her husband's leadership, which should be filled with wisdom and humility. When a wife respects her husband's role, it creates an environment where both partners can grow in love, support, and unity. It's about fulfilling each partner's unique role with mutual respect, understanding, and love. By honoring God's design for marriage, both partners can grow together, strengthening their bond and fulfilling God's greater purpose for their relationship. Supporting your husband. Be a helper. God designed wives to be helpers, as we see in the story of Adam and Eve. However, being a helper doesn't mean being passive or submissive in a way that diminishes your voice or strength. In fact, the Bible paints a picture of a woman who is skilled, wise, and strong, especially in Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31, 10-12. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. The Proverbs 31 woman is praised for her wisdom, her ability to contribute to her family, and her many talents. She buys land, engages in trade, and even provides for the poor. Far from being passive, she takes initiative in all that she does. However, she doesn't do this at the expense of her husband. Instead, her actions benefit him and strengthen their partnership. A wife's support for her husband should be one that builds him up, strengthens him, and allows him to flourish. She complements his strengths with her own and creates a home environment where both partners grow and thrive together. Supporting your husband in this way doesn't mean doing everything for him, but working alongside him, offering guidance, wisdom, and encouragement, helping him fulfill his role as the leader of the family, while growing in your own unique calling as well. The biblical view of marriage, a reflection of Christ and the church. Marriage is also meant to be a reflection of the relationship between Christ and the church. The Bible calls husbands to love their wives as Christ loved the church, and wives are called to submit to their husbands as the church submits to Christ. Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. This mutual love and respect form the foundation of a healthy biblical marriage. Just as Christ sacrificed for the church, a husband should be willing to love and care for his wife sacrificially. This means putting her needs above his own and serving her with unconditional love. On the other hand, just as the church follows Christ's lead, the wife submits in love and trust, supporting her husband as he leads the family. Submission here is not about inferiority or control, but about trust, respect, and a willingness to allow the husband to lead in a way that honors God. Together, these roles reflect the beautiful unity between Christ and the church, where love, sacrifice, trust, and mutual respect bind the relationship together. In this way, a marriage can mirror the love and commitment that God intended from the beginning, practicing a gentle and quiet spirit. The Bible also encourages wives to have a gentle and quiet spirit, a spirit that trusts in God, does good, and has no fear. In 1 Peter 3:1-4, it says that this is precious in God's sight. 1 Peter 3:3-4. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry, but rather from your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. Having a gentle spirit doesn't mean being passive or weak. Instead, it means being calm, patient, and trusting in God's provision. A gentle spirit reflects a deep inner peace that comes from knowing God is in control. This inner beauty, which comes from the heart, is precious to God and carries great value. When a wife embodies this gentle spirit, it can even have a powerful influence, potentially winning over an unbelieving husband. By trusting God and cultivating a peaceful, quiet spirit. A wife strengthens both her marriage and her relationship with God. This attitude fosters harmony, respect, and love, helping both partners grow in faith and unity. It's not about outward appearance, but about the transformation that happens within, reflecting God's love and peace. The wife in Proverbs 31, a model of excellence. One of the best examples of a good wife in the Bible comes from Proverbs 31. The woman described in this chapter is wise, strong, and excellent in all she does. She's trusted by her husband and praised by her children. Proverbs 31, 28-31. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. This woman is a model of excellence, known for her wisdom, strength, and diligence. Her husband trusts her fully and knows that she will do him good all the days of her life. This kind of relationship is built on mutual admiration, respect, and love, reflecting a deep partnership. It is a marriage where both partners support and trust each other completely, knowing that they are committed to one another and to fulfilling God's will in their lives. The Proverbs 31 wife doesn't just contribute to the family with her skills and wisdom, but also brings peace, trust, and stability to the marriage. Her husband praises her because of the trust and respect they have built together. This relationship is a beautiful picture of what God intends for marriage: unity, love, trust, and a shared commitment to His purpose. To be a good wife, it's important to remember that marriage is about partnership, love, and mutual respect. The Bible encourages wives to respect and support their husbands, love them sacrificially, and reflect Christ in their relationship. Your role as a wife is vital in building a marriage that honors God and strengthens your family. We hope you found this video helpful in understanding what it means to be a good wife. If you want to learn more about biblical relationships and marriage, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos. Leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts or any questions you might have. Thanks for watching.